Good morning, Greencastle. Tonight's City Council meeting is at 7 p.m. at City Hall. Today is Thursday, the 11th. I want to give you a quick rundown of what's on the agenda. So we have 3 street closures, one for Music Fest, one for the 4-H parade, and one for a family support services run in the 4th Ward. Really excited to see that, hopefully participate. We'll have department reports, mayor's report, clerk treasurer's report, approval of minutes, approval of claims. Old business, we do have the ordinance, of annexing some property on the south side of town over on South Street. I suspect that will pass the second reading. We had a lot of good discussion last month, and I don't think anything's changing, but we will see. New business, we have 6 renewals of tax abatements. So we will renew their prior tax abatements, assuming they're still meeting their expectations and guidelines. Normally, those are pretty straightforward. Sometimes there's some questions about the numbers and specifics, but we'll see what happens there. I did notice one of them, I think, didn't have some data about their original expectations, but they are reporting on what they're doing now, so normally not an issue. We'll be amending the salary ordinance for a building inspector. Now, I've only seen this online. I've seen that we're posting a job description for a building inspector. I believe it's full-time. Don't get me wrong, or don't quote me on that, I'm sorry. But I believe it is. And I do know that we have a backlog of work. I've heard from many people who are waiting for permits, so they've been waiting for quite some time. I think the goal of this from City Hall is to expedite those permits and permitting. We also have an ordinance for a loading zone. Now, I have no idea where this came from. This is the first I've seen it. I do know is on Poplar Street, the 2 spots just south of the fire department. So I'm interested in learning more about that. I suspect it has something to do with Seminary Square project, but I guess I'll learn more details tonight. Then we have an ordinance for a special event street closure policy. And this came about, last year, where there was someone who came in with frustrations about an event taking place during a street closure. And basically, City Hall sent this to the Human Relations Committee to create a policy for what we want street closures to look like, to treat everyone fairly and make sure everyone is utilizing a street closure in an appropriate way. So the Human Relations Committee worked on this. They gave a suggestion to council. I was able to review that and give some feedback that I think is incorporated into this. I'm not sure if other counselors have had a chance to review or incorporate feedback. I hope they did. Generally, I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I think all of my feedback was addressed, and I think it's in a good place that will allow us to have safe, secure, respectful street closures that hopefully are welcoming to all people. And honestly, I think the more we can do to increase community, whether that be a street closure, porch parties, accessible parks and recreation activities, I think those are all important things we should be focusing on. So hopefully that gives you a rundown of what's going on tonight, 7 p.m. at City Council. As always, I hope you come in person, because why not? But if you can't make it in person, watch online or check out my recap video afterwards. Good morning, Greencastle. Actually, it's still morning when I'm recording this. Good morning. See you tonight.